Hello, my good friends, my dear audiences. Welcome to the show. Jack Chow is my name. East West is the show. With G&E TV, we pay attention to things around us, especially at the time of election. At the time of election, it is the moment to me to pick up the right people for the right job at the right moment before it's too late. California is suffering. California is suffering a lot. So does Los Angeles as a county. And as a city everywhere, you're talking about a city being a big donor to California money, and California does not take care of them. And on the contrary, they release the jail, jail inmates not sufficiently serve their time to be a second offender on the street, third offender. They're talking about 3 strikes. No, not these days. You're talking about more than 3, and they're still on the street. Economically, you see lots of bad news. Yesterday, I heard about Toyota, headquarters of Toyota, moving out of Torrance, heading to Texas, taking along with them 5,300 at least good jobs. So my question is, what are the 5,300 people who are left over to do to support their families, to bring their food on their tables? So joining me is a good friend of mine. It's a star of politics, my political star. Personally, I say so. I have no fear of saying that, even as a media man, because I have my personal likings myself as a human, right? I know this gentleman back 15-something years ago. At least, right? Oh, no, longer than that. Yeah. Because you were, even before you became the senior deputy of Michael Antonovich.
Yes, sir.
On which seat you served for 14 years?
Yeah, quite a while.
So I know you must be longer than 14. And in this gentleman, I see a mighty support to what is the upbeat of the community. And also from day one, everywhere when there is a community event, you see this person, and he's pushing for everything that will help the community to go upward instead of downward, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, proudly and seriously, I present Mr. J. Gomez, temporarily city councilman, former mayor of city of El Monte, but right now he's running for county supervisor of Los Angeles. I would like to even advance the address, say, yes, welcome to my show, Mr. Supervisor.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you very much.
Am I being funny or what?
No, you're being exact.
I'm trying to ask my mind, the bottom of my heart, what to say. And these are the words my heart wants me to say, right? Exactly. I'm not saying this for nothing. I'm saying this for something that I have seen with my own eyes, something that community members have seen with your own eyes for the years, right? Now, my first question, as a county supervisor, an important job, very important job, one of the county supervisors, that is a super important, that's why it's called a supervisor, right?
Yes, sir.
Because it's super important.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, what would you do if suppose you took office, you were going to take office, I know, to prevent things such as Toyota leaving California from happening again?
Well, you're talking about Toyota and the leaving Torrance. Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you what I would do first, and then let me tell you, if you want, the tremendous impact, negative impact. Mm-hmm. First of all, we as a supervisor, me as a supervisor, we as county supervisors, we as elected officials need to have be on top of this and do whatever it takes to keep Toyota headquarters in LA County, in the state of California, and not go somewhere else. So we need to be able to sit down with companies such as Toyota, whether large, medium, or small, and see how we can streamline whatever they need so they will stay. How can we encourage them to stay?
Exactly.
What do we need to do to make sure they stay? I don't want to lose any business. Now, we're losing 5,000 plus jobs when they go. What are those people going to do?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Their families, how are they going to eat?
Yeah.
Can some of these people get another job at the same level?
Question.
Things are so tough. It's tough to get another job. We have young people that came out with undergraduate, bachelor degrees, master's degrees that are looking for jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we're going to have another 5,000?
Yeah. Among them being job hunters, right?
Incredible.
Now, am I right if I say this way? To get to the problem, though, first we should give a diagnosis about why Toyota are leaving California. When we find the reasons, we'll see what you can do as a county supervisor, what the state can do as city legislators, so as we prevent such things from happening again. We lost Nissan already. 2002, 2003, Nissan went to Tennessee, right? Taking along thousands of jobs with them. So what do you think exactly that caused them to abandon California?
You know what? From what I've heard, like you, is some of the process, as far as permit process, regulations in the state, the high taxation in the state. These things are costing businesses to either leave the state or close up.
Or shrink.
Exactly, or reduce size.
Or suicide.
No. So we as a supervisor, I need to be on top of this before it even comes to this point. I need to be able to establish a committee where I have all the businesses in my district or in LA County where we meet maybe every 3 months and see what's going on, see what's affecting them so I could better regulate inside the county, streamline the process so it doesn't affect them, so we encourage them to grow.
Yeah, make it easier for them to stay.
You have to. You have to.
Exactly. I'm very glad you mentioned that point because according to the mayor of Torrance, he first said he didn't hear about it, and then he said that when I heard about it, I wasn't sure it was on such a big kind of altitude, right? Magnitude, he says. The quote unquote word is magnitude. Now that he learned, it's too late. They're leaving already now. So you're saying that if you were on the position as supervisor of County of Los Angeles, you would form some kind of a regular meeting pattern or some type.
With me, to sit down with me so we can...
Face to face.
Face to face.
What do you want?
So we can hear what's going on and what do I need to do today. Not after it's already happened. Because after it's happened, after somebody's ready to leave and has already packed their bags, there's nothing I can do.
Exactly.
So it should have never gotten to this.
So, in other words, to prevent things from happening again, things of this nature from happening again, there is a lots of needle point I'm talking about, right? So now it is easy to put a slogan, say, hey, let's be business friendly. As a slogan, it's quite easy to say. You can call a printing shop and print 10,000 pieces and scatter around all over the world. You can do that. But actually, to get on it, to do the job, you have to do what you want to do. Am I right?
You have to stay on it. You can't allow things to happen like this.
And also, you have to have an overall picture in your district, within your territory of Los Angeles County, how many big players There are.
I need to know how many players there are, big, medium, and small. I have to know exactly what the pulse,
right.
what the pulse of my community is.
You got to feel the pulse, and you got to see problem taken care of before it goes worse.
I need to know what what the prognosis is. I need to know what needs to be done to correct any problems.
I see. I see. So far, Toyota is complaining about California real estate price being too high, taxations being too high, too high, just to a point that they kind of feel that they are suffocated, right? And then the procedures of their business approach takes forever. Oh, speaking of that, though, I recently have a chance to get into some situation about El Monte business application. I found out under you guys' leadership, because you are still a council member of the city, right?
Yes, sir.
The process kind of when you compare to other cities, is more streamlined. At the counter, when you walk into the city, you have one counter. Instead of going through different doors, and you are greeted by several smiling faces, and then ask you what you are here for, and they pick up the phone, put you in a conference room, get the right guy for you. Is that a change?
Yeah, it's so our way of streamlining services, trying to better our services, and we're trying to better our services to the person coming in to develop a business, start a business, whatever they want to do. We're even working every day to better the service.
Nice. And this also reminds me another city, which is believed to be, of course, advertised that way. It is written on book that way, saying the most condensed Chinese American area. That city, we're applying for an event in that city, right? So I was there myself. Day one, I was advised to go to Department of Recreation. As a matter of fact, the Department of Recreation is not a department, it's a person. And later I found out that person is never on duty. Why? Because I tried to be there at 9 o'clock, they say he's gone. And then I tried to be there 8:30, he said he's not arrived yet. And I waited till 9, he's still nowhere to be seen. And then I called him, leaving message after message after message, and I never get a call back. And then I went back again for the second round of approach to get to the attention to the recreation, so-called recreation, where the department, which is one man, by the way, and the same thing repeated. And finally, there was one time I decided, okay, let's gamble. Today I'll be there 8 o'clock, right? And one day I went there 8 o'clock, and I did see him. He said, "You better call me for an appointment before you see me." See, that's the answer.
It's unacceptable.
All right. And then, of course, finally I decided, when the first time at the door, seeing a threshold this high though, this difficult, I'd better quit before I tumble over.
It's discouraging.
Right? So that is a sharp comparison. So between city to city, I'm talking about I'm not talking about France, right? I'm not talking about anywhere. I'm talking about here in Southern California. When you compare stuff between city to city, thank God under your leadership, I mean you guys' leadership, the council member of the city of El Monte's leadership, you see one smiley face, put you in the conference room, get the right guy for you. No appointment, no nothing, no one's gonna hustle Russells back and forth, which is something I've seen with my eyes. Please, sir, keep that up. Even if you have to leave the city council, let them know that please, that's something the media adore so much. So stay for us, and we'll be back talking about solutions. Stay with us, please.